He was born a normal, happy, healthy kid. He started getting into sports, just, like I did when I was that age. We were excited about the spring, the summer, the weather was starting to change.
Trey had had his second to last baseball game, and we had just noticed he was a little slow running around the bases.
So on May 17th, it was a Thursday night, a game over at Draper Park. He must not be feeling well. He was a little pale, but he got 3 hits in that baseball game.
As the days went on, I just started to see that he was looking a little bit paler and displaying some flu-like symptoms. But the weird thing was, right around bedtime, he'd get super hot and just try and take off his shirt, and he's like, "Mom, it's just hot inside, it's hot inside." I get the thermometer, no temperature.
Monday morning, I pull into work at 8 o'clock and get out of my car and get a call from Charlotte, and she says, "I'm taking him in to the pediatrician." I took 2 steps toward the front door, and then I just had a feeling I need to be there for this appointment. Something didn't feel right. Grateful that we had a pediatrician that was on her game that day, because when we took him, she did the normal checkup, normal things they do, the stethoscope. She heard something that's very hard to hear. She's like, I would feel a lot better if you guys were seen by a specialist up at Primary Children's, so you need to go up to the ER right now.
As soon as we got there, they checked us in right away and knew it was of extreme urgency.
They just launched into questions about our family history, medical history, like, did anyone die young of a heart attack or sudden cardiac death syndrome? All of these questions, and we're like, no. We have no history of heart disease in the family. I was thinking in my mind, why are we getting peppered with all these questions? We're just getting drilled with so many questions. And I'm like, where's this leading to? Like, kind of, get to the punchline, because I was nervous. So they finally did, and they said, well, the left ventricle of your son has been dilated at a level he's barely getting enough blood pumped to survive. He had end-stage heart failure. And I remember looking at Charlotte like, you have got to be kidding me.
We just had this vision of him going home with a little backpack to school, he'd be okay. And now we're in a whole different ball game. This is big time, serious stuff.
How is anyone even prepared for this? It's something you hear about in the news. You don't ever think that that's going to be your child that's staring death in the face.
We're going to open his chest, we're going to have major surgery, and your son needs these 2 Berlin devices to keep him alive. It's a lot to wrap your head around.
He goes in on June 21st, the longest day of the year, literally and figuratively for us, the longest freaking day of my life. It's an 8-hour surgery.
As you're talking to Trey beforehand and before they sedate him, and you're just like enjoying every second of being with him, because you never know with a surgery like that what potentials could happen.
They opened him up and they sewed those cannulas into his heart valves, and we got to see him later that night. He did really well in the surgery. He lost a lot of blood. He had so many transfusions. His vital signs were stable. Everything looked good. He was still under sedation, but he had the breathing tube out, and like he was already on his way to feeling healthy and not feeling sick anymore.
You're just walking into the SICU for the first time, and you hear all these machines going. You can hear the loudness of, it sounds like a loud mini fridge, and it looks like a mini fridge, and you see this overall picture of him laying in the bed, still under, and just so much going on here. I mean, just bawled. How did we get from Trey's playing baseball to stay alive, you're on a machine that's working your heart for you?
Obviously, the logistical challenge of that is that he can't go anywhere. He's hospital bound until we get the call for a new heart. But
so now you're 1A.
So now we're 1A.
Yeah.
So that was the qualifier that kicked us up to status 1A on the transplant list. No matter what, we want him feeling better. We want him feeling strong. We want him feeling healthy. And if his own heart's not capable of that, these miracle devices that can do that, as inconvenient as they might be, brought him back to a level of stability, and it was a game changer. It's a special place. Primary Children's, I don't know what it is about it, but you walk through those doors and you're not walking into like a horror film. Like you're not walking, and yet it is that way. Like the reality for so many families is that they're dealing with the absolute worst imaginable, scary health conditions, life-threatening conditions for their sweet innocent children, right? The strength and the unity of families that are going through a tough time, parents that are having to pull every ounce of strength that they've got. He did recognize or realize about a month in that he had a life-threatening thing, and he knew what that meant. He knew he was close to dying. And one of the most tender moments up there was when he asked me when I was putting him to bed. It was just he and I, and he said, "Dad, am I going to die?" If there's ever a time to lie or want to lie to someone, that's probably it. And I said, the only thing that I could muster up was the truth and say, "Trey, you have a disease that could do that, but we're doing everything we can." And I said, I would rather focus on belief that everything is being done. You're in the best place. In the face of real hell, it was okay. It was video games on the Nintendo Switch. Thanks, Onset, for that. We've got us through a lot of mundane times. Come on in, you guys.
Seeing the bear and having that experience just gave him this boost that was, beyond what the Milranone was doing itself. Because he was just on a high after that. Just thought he was the coolest kid in the world. The Treystrong Onset bracelets. I mean, we still have them. Like, people are still wearing them in our neighborhood. All our friends and family. It's just, it was just this like, Trey, we got your back. We're supporting you. We love you. We're praying for you, and he felt that.
Go Treystrong! 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 Go Treystrong!
Life is still going on. I was at the school for Reese. We have a 10-year-old Spitfire named Reese.
It was about 4.5 months of being there. Jason and I had come down for Reese's parent-teacher conference. When we got home, there was the number of the hospital that came up. It's usually just to be like, okay, this is changing with Trey's meds, or this looks a little bit different than what we were thinking. Let's change things up. And she was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to call you to tell you something about Trey." And I said, "Okay, great. What needs to be changed?" And she's like, "Well, we got a call." And I said, "Oh, good. About what?" She's like, "Let me change that." We got the call, and I was like, "Reese, they got the call!" And she's jumping on the couch, and I'm just a mess, crying. And Jason had just gone, and of course I couldn't get a hold of him. And I'm like, "You've got to call me, there's good news." And so he called, and I told him, and And of course he was thrilled, and I said, so Reese and I, we're gonna go get something to surprise him with, and let's just head up there right now to tell him. And so yeah, we went up there together, and it was so sweet because all the nurses knew the news, and it was just kind of like the perfect day. We walked into the room, and it was just like the most exciting thing to be able to be like, Trey, guess what? And have this big heart open up that says, your heart came.
Your heart came! Your heart came! Oh my gosh!
We found it, or did it call us?
I'll have these moments where Trey and I are interacting, and he loves to, you know, throw a football and play around, and it's like, I feel like it's in slow motion sometimes where I just look at him and I'm like, oh my gosh. It's a miracle, you know?
Being jaded is the easy way out. Having compassion and kind of, you know, challenging your mind to look at people and find the good in people. It takes work, you know, it takes effort to do that. There's really this kind of symbiotic relationship between how we speak of the heart and the actual organ itself, that it was the collective heart beat and love of so many. That was like this big, gigantic heart that just framed Primary Children's Hospital, that framed Trey, that framed my family, that just, and it just felt like it was getting piped in, like all of this love, and it buoyed us. I mean, people are so good, you know, people are amazing.